All right, guys, so we're going to jump into our next project, which is a pretty big one for vanilla JavaScript. We're going to create this kind of Netflix, Hulu style, obviously no streaming service, but just a style of laying out movies and shows and giving you information. And the way we're going to be doing this is through the movie database API, which is absolutely fantastic. I think it's one of the best public APIs. From what I can tell, there's no request rate limiting. So you have a lot of freedom with it, and then you have tons of things you can get. So we're just scratching the surface with movies and shows and the search API. But if you want to get into like people, actors, directors, and stuff like that, trending, TV seasons, so there's all kinds of endpoints. We're going to deal with mostly like, getting movies and shows, popular movies and shows, now playing movies, and also search. So we're going to get into searching movies and TV shows. But this documentation is really good. Shows you all the query strings and which ones are required and are not required. You can get an example response of the data. So we're going to go through all of that and end up with this final project. Now up top here, you'll notice this slider. This is actually we're using a library called Swiper. And I wanted to use this because it's really cool, especially when it comes to mobile devices and touch sliding. And it's really customizable. So you can have any piece of content slide like this and you have this effect. Obviously, I'm using movie covers, but it could be absolutely anything. And we can grab onto it, slide it as well. If we click on a movie, it takes us to the details page. So really cool. And then down here, under the search, which I'll go over in a second, we have just the 20 most popular movies or new releases at the time. And if I click on one, it's going to take us to a separate page, movie details, and we're passing the ID of the movie so that we can fetch it from this page. And it's really cool. It gives us the backdrop, so I think that looks really nice. It gives us the poster image, the ratings, the overview, genres, budget, revenue, production companies. So this is only some of the data. There's other stuff you can get as well. If we go to TV shows, then we get the most popular TV shows. If I click on that, it shows us the details page. And as far as the search goes, so basically I can choose to search movies or TV shows. A little radio box here. Let's say I want to search for Orphan, and we'll go ahead and search. You'll see I get 20 of 162 results. So we're actually going to implement pagination here, which is also something you don't really see in vanilla JavaScript tutorials because it can get a bit complicated. Luckily, this API makes it pretty easy for us. And it even says page 1 of 9. I can't go back because I'm on page 1. If I click next, that'll show me the next set of TV shows. And if there's no image, we made it so we show this little flicks no image thing. Okay, if we go to page 3, so pagination works flawlessly. And this is a whole separate page, this search HTML. So basically, we're going to submit this form to this page and grab onto, in the query string here, we have type, which is movie. If I choose TV show, and by the way, if I don't have anything in here, we're going to get this little alert that shows up and then goes away after a few seconds. So just little things like that makes it very dynamic, and I think makes it a good learning experience. I think that we have about 500 lines of code or so that we'll be writing. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoy this and you learn a bit from it. And again, just like with everything, I always try to tell people to bring it further. This API is perfect for that. So if you wanted to list like reviews of a movie on the page like this, you could easily do that. I think I give you all the tools to learn how to do that within this little course, this section. All right, so let's get started.